Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm drinking a little Are You Serious coffee. What? Out of a Michigan mug. What? Oh man, that's good. Guys, what a great program last night. Heidi did a great job hosting it. Hope you enjoyed it. Powerful of the things going on. You know what? Genesis chapter 1, verse 14 says, And God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Now, this prophetic plan God put in play during the creation in the 14th verse of the first chapter of the Torah in Genesis chapter 1:14 in the Old Testament. Now, Billy Nightrain, a wonderful member of our online church, a tremendous follower, and just a great guy, and just wants to see people get saved. He came across something and asked a question, and it's had me digging all day long. He asked the question, he said, Pastor, is it kind of rare or is it kind of strange that we're having 3 solar eclipses 3 years in a row during 3 seasons of Hanukkah? And they're all in the middle of Hanukkah? What? And I said, no, hang on a minute, Billy, calm down. And I went to looking in the information. He's right. This year, December 26th, 2019, there will be a solar eclipse that will start in Mecca, which is approximately the 4th or 5th day of Hanukkah. It depends about where you are in the world. And it starts in Mecca in Saudi Arabia and will then go through catching the southern tip of India. But as it's going through, it's going to hit Oman. You're going to see this solar eclipse in Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, the entire Islamic world. It will then swing into the southern tip of India and then swing on down and hit the Indonesia and then the Philippines. So the entire Islamic world will see this solar eclipse during the Hanukkah season. And this sends a very clear sign to me, and I've been saying this for a while, that this is a prophetic sign for look at such a time we're in right now with the discussion of the deal of the century and the potential for the covenant with many to be signed possibly, which could lead to the building of the third temple. Now, next year, there's another solar eclipse during Hanukkah. It's going to happen again. It's going to be December the 14th, 2020. It will be a solar eclipse that will be in South America. It will virtually be all about Chile and Argentina, although you will also see it a little bit in Brazil and Paraguay. Now, Hanukkah next year is December 11th through December 18th. So this is going to happen right in the middle of Hanukkah again. What? But, okay, all right, maybe. But wait, there's more. Because the next year, December the 4th, 2021, there's going to be another solar eclipse right in the middle of Hanukkah. Hanukkah in 2021 will be November 29th through December 6th. And this solar eclipse will hit approximately December the 4th or 3rd. It depends where you're at in the world when it hits. And it's going to be all about Antarctica. Now, every solar eclipse goes from west to east. That is the way they go, except this third one. Because of the proximity being the bottom of the earth, Antarctica, it's going to start in the west and end in the east instead of going east to west. It's because of the rotation of the earth and the position of the sun and moon below. It's going to create this phenomenon of a strange and fearful sight down under. We've always been wondering what's in Antarctica, what's going on down there in Antarctica. Well, December 4th may be one of the strangest days that has ever played out. 3 straight years, 3 straight solar eclipses, 3 straight Hanukkahs. What does this all mean? And it concludes with a blood moon, which blows my mind a little bit. But then as you go into in May, as you go into the year of 2022, on May 16th, there will be a blood moon. May 16th, 2022, and that's going to be all over North and South America, a full blood moon. These are signs in the heavens. Now, remember what the Bible said in the book of Joel. In Joel chapter 2, verse 28, it says, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaidens in those days will I pour out my spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens, in the earth, and blood and fire. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord shall come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord has said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. Now, there's more scripture. If you go with me to the book of Luke, chapter 21, remember what the Bible says. And it says these words. Jesus was asked the question, can you tell us the sign of thy coming, and when shall these things be that come to pass? Jesus said these words, take heed that you be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draweth near. Go ye not after them. But when you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, when you hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Then Jesus goes on to say in the same chapter, Luke 21, verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth the stress of nations, with perplexity. The sea, the waves will be roaring. Men's hearts will fail in them for fear, for looking after those things that are coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall we see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, he said, then look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Guys, the signs are everywhere. And so I'm thinking and I'm believing that prophetically, and looking at everything going on, because look what it says also in Luke 21:20. When you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know the desolation thereof is nigh. Now they're about ready to sign a peace deal. Yet Iran and some of the radical Shiites are starting to begin to surround Israel, including Turkey's getting involved, as well as Russia and Syria and others. So you have that when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them like a woman in travail. Okay, no way to stop it. So, and the Bible also tells us in Zechariah chapter 12 that Jerusalem will become a cup of trembling, a burdensome stone for all people. All that burdens themselves with it shall be broken into pieces. So I'm beginning to look at the scriptures again in Matthew 24 that says these words. For many shall come in my name. This is Matthew 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation. Is Kim Jong-un going to test a nuke here in the next day or two? And there shall be, and rise against nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places, all of these are the beginning of sorrows. I believe we're in that moment now. And I think these 3 solar eclipses during 3 Hanukkah seasons is a sign of the beginning of sorrows. I've got more that I have researched and can bring out, and I will. And that's why I just want to bring this to you now, that something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. And you truly want to give your life to Jesus Christ, because we have no promise of tomorrow. For the end thereof because we're in the end times. So give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time. I want to thank Billy Nightrain for asking the right question. My answer is, it's a sign, because all of the blood moons and all of the solar eclipses are all part of the signs of the times. And now the signs of the times are pointing to the end and the coming of Jesus Christ. It's time to get saved, guys. Now listen, during the you can see the menorah behind me. During the great 200 years before Christ, when the attack by the Grecians were on Israel, and they ran out of oil to put into the menorah, to light the menorah. You had to pour the oil into the lamp shade, into the branches every day, and keep the lamps burning. Okay? Never to go out. The menorah was never to go out in the temple. It was in the holies. But when they came under attack and things were destroyed, they only had enough oil to pour in there to keep it burning one day. But during the attacks and the fighting that went on there for the battle for Jerusalem, the menorah lasted 8 days off 1 day's worth of oil. The miracle of Hanukkah. Even Jesus in John chapter 10, verse 22, and I'll finish with this, made reference to this miracle. He was talking when he said the feast of dedication. I'll read it for you myself. It's in St. John 10, 22. People were mocking Jesus. Some said Jesus had a devil. I'll read it. John 10, verse 19. There was division, therefore, again among the Jews for these, saying, and many of them said, he hath a devil and is mad. Why hear ye him? Talking about Jesus Christ. Others said, these are not the words of him that hath a devil. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind? Because Jesus was healing people. And it was at Jerusalem that the feast of dedication, and it was winter. So they were bringing up Jesus Christ. They were trying to say Jesus was not the true light of the world, and that he was blind and was full of a devil. But others said, no. How can a devil open the eyes of the blind? And this happened during the feast of the dedication, which is Hanukkah, what was called today Hanukkah. So there was a light, the lamp was burning. And I would like to say to every Christian out there, every born-again believer, whether you be Jew or you be Gentile, you need to be a light. You need to be a flame in the menorah of God. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time.